I am an introvert in a positive way. I feel like introverts are kind of looked at as like, oh. So I'll talk a little bit more about that, but you know how when people say, okay, just picture everyone naked, if you're nervous. And so I'm not nervous, but I get emotional about things. So that's where that pops in for me. So when Jim just said that, I'm like, everyone's naked, So anyways, before I get started, Bill Cook had mentioned something about how owning a business, real estate business, but businesses in general, it's hard, okay? The thing is Jim has us get up here and speak, and we're kind of put on a little bit of a pedestal, but we can all agree, Jim, Tom Barry, Tom Olson, Jeff, we can all agree we fail all the time, every single day. We've made mistakes, big mistakes. The thing is we're also forgiven every single day. So I wanted to point that out, that God has a plan for everything. And I want to make sure that you remember not to dwell on these mistakes and these failures that we make every single day, because God has a plan. All right? So, I had a little song, but we'll just move on. Obviously, it wasn't in God's plan, so. All right. Before we get started, I can actually only hear out of one ear. Am I in the way? I can only hear out of one ear. So I didn't really this presentation is very detailed. Thank you, Pam. And it's because I know I'm not the only one who has that problem. I want you to take a lot of pictures, okay? Most everything that any of us learn is from someone else. We just kind of reword it to where it makes sense for us, right? So you're not stealing from me, because even if it's something I invented or came up with, I want you to take it and be successful. That's my goal. My disclaimer, because everyone needs a disclaimer. If these things that I'm about to talk about do not work for you, it's probably your fault because you're not listening, okay? Because this will work for everybody. So who knows this guy here? All right, if we're friends on Facebook, I posted something recently about having Marys in your life, okay, being surrounded by Marys. So Brandon said, after Chuck spoke the other day, that all the speakers were like, Chuck totally just forced us to level up, right? How amazing is that? We didn't have an option, right? We were forced to level up. So we need to continue to surround ourselves with Chucks as well. Who already feels leveled up in this room? Yeah, it's amazing. This week has been amazing. This is our favorite event to come to every year. Okay, we look forward to this every single year, and such an honor for me to be able to come and speak. I just couldn't believe it. All right, everybody's naked. Everybody's naked. All right, so take pictures. I'm getting ready to give up my secret weapon, okay? I want y'all to be ready for this, okay? Because it is going to change your life. And that's what we're all here for, right? So before I do that, I want you to think about this. We went to the Williamsburg meetup, and you can actually, you can't see it right now, but I can send this out to everyone, the code, if you're interested in joining the Williamsburg meetup. Brandon came and spoke there. And this came up, if you can only pick two, what is the most important to you when you purchase a product or a service? Money, speed, or quality? So I want you to think about that as I go through these slides. All right, y'all ready? I need everybody to stand up. As loud as you can, I want you to say, all I do is win, no matter what. Ready? All I do is win, no matter what. So we're going to do it again, but this time, I want you to forget about looking silly. Everybody's naked, it doesn't matter, right? I don't want you holding back. I want you to think about how you want to show up. And I want you to believe it when you say it. As loud as you can, I want you to say, all I do is win, no matter what. Ready? All I do is win, no matter what. Yes, ma'am. So I want everybody to stay standing. And in the next 30 seconds, there is going to be a song that plays. You may know it. You may not know it. Either way, I want you to jam, okay? But I also want you to think about the words and what you're saying. I want you to feel it, and I want you to believe it. I want you to scream this song like it was written for you, because it was. Because guess what? No matter what, we're going to win. Hit it, Gabe. Got money on my mind, I can't help but get it up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there, up, down, up, down, up, down. All I do is win, win, win. And if we're going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there. So winning doesn't always look cool. Let me tell you a little bit about that song. So I'm like a closet gangster, if you don't know me. And we rodeo. We're a rodeo family. And we all have self-limiting beliefs. Y'all can sit down. And we go to junior rodeos, and our kids are surrounded by other kids who are amazing, okay? And they just want to be good. But when you see other people winning around you, sometimes it can like kind of put a damper on things, because you walk into the room and you're like, I felt really good until just now, because someone else is winning more than I am, right? They're doing so much better than I am. So when we go to rodeos, that's the song I play. Okay? Because I want them to know, no matter what, they're going to win. They don't have to win the money. I don't care about that. If someone else wins the money and they go up to them and say, good job, that's a win. So all I want them to do is show up knowing they're going to win. So winning doesn't always look cool. It isn't always the best dressed. And it isn't always publicly seen. In fact, most of the best wins, nobody knows about. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with people not knowing about it and not being the coolest? Winning can mean just making a call to a seller or a lender or showing up in person, especially for introverts. And winning means is something different for everyone, right? So a big win for somebody, this is a win for me. Oh my gosh, can you believe I'm up here speaking to this amazing room? How crazy. It's called mindset. I know that no matter what, when I start my day, I'm going to win. When you're going into meeting with sellers or lenders, what's something that you think about before you go in? Dawn, you're really good with talking with sellers. What do you think about?
I think about helping them, figuring out what their situation is so that I can offer some suggestions to better their situation.
Yeah.
And if it benefits me, great. If it doesn't, it's up.
So helping them figure out how to solve their problem. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. If you don't know what you're doing or what you're going to say or how you feel or how you want to make them feel, when you walk in that room with them, when you get on that call, then you're failing right there. If you don't believe in yourself to make that change for them, you're failing. So, Corey, my husband, he is a wealth of information. So if you don't know him, you should introduce yourself. He also has a beautiful servant heart. But one thing that used to annoy me really bad is that he was good at everything. I mean, his whole life. He's just good at it. He gets grades because he's just good at it. He can do something for the first time and just whip everybody else who's been practicing for a year. It's really annoying. So one day I asked him, like, how does that happen? Like, how do you do that? Why? Like, I don't understand how that could possibly happen. You don't practice, you just show up and you dominate and make everybody else feel, well, I gotta work harder. What he told me was, I know when I put my foot in that stirrup, when I walk into that room, when I get on that call, I'm gonna win. And that changed everything for me. Surround yourself with people who make you better. It just happens to be my husband. I'm lucky. But make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who can just say that and change everything for you. If you aren't planning to win, then why are you doing it? If you're not planning to show up and make an impact, why are you doing it? Don't waste people's time. Don't waste your own time. Find something you want to win with and do that. For me, it's not proving that I'm the best, because I truly feel like there are certain things I am the best at. But I don't need to prove that. What I want to prove to myself is that I'm better today than I was yesterday, and I'm going to show up even better tomorrow. And that's winning to me. Have you heard me say making $1 million is winning to me? No. Showing up as the best version of myself is winning to me. Y'all want to know who I am? I'm a proud wife of that man back there who changed my life. So many other ways than just saying that, but I'm a bonus mom to 2 daughters who are my whole world. I'm an introvert. And I'm not an introvert because I don't want to be around people. I'm an introvert because I love people so much that I kind of exhaust myself. I don't think that's negative. I think loving you so much and then going back to recharge so I can come back and love you so much more is a blessing. So if you're an introvert, embrace it. So what brought me here today? 2018, I had a medical condition called Chiari. Popped up. Everybody's naked. Within 6 months, I had to have surgery, brain surgery. It was pretty high chance that I could not make it or, I'd be paralyzed. We had to figure out how to replace my income because I was taken out of work, like forever. And that was very scary. So we looked into other businesses to buy, okay? None of them really worked, but Corey'd been in real estate for 25 years. He's an appraiser, so I said, why don't you just stick with that and just do something you already know how to do, okay? Go back to basics. So that's what we did. We got into real estate. Really long story that I'm not going to share right now, but we lost a lot of money. Probably, we'll say $200,000 at this point. And we met Jim. And he may not have known this at the time. But I had my surgery. We were doing real estate. I survived. Met Jim. We met Jim, and he changed everything for us. Not our business. He changed our hearts. Okay, because let me tell you, that's where it starts. And we didn't recognize that. But he changed our hearts, which then helped our business. Y'all brought me here. You all inspire me to be better. You all have inspired me to show up better today than I was yesterday. You all inspired me to keep going. And there's so many people in this room that have just lifted us up when we needed it so bad. So I came up with this. I do an affirmation every single day. And I kind of pulled this from some podcasts that I listen to, some affirmations I do. A new house, a new car, a new relationship, a new system, or a new process does not make you a new person or give you a new life. New life comes from a new way of looking at your life, a new way of showing up in your life, and a new way of doing life. I can't step into the future with the past. Stop dragging it with you. And I want you to tell yourself, I'm not dragging that stuff into another year. Let's move forward. So who's ready to automate, delegate, and level up your life? Not just your business, but your life. This is my definition, so you won't find it in the dictionary. The art of putting processes and systems in place so things just happen, with or without you. That's my definition of automation. So we're going to start with the basics. I always think that's super important, and I think that if you're ever having a problem with anything, that's what you need to do. You're never too good to go back to the basics. I think we start forgetting that. We kind of get on a high horse, and we're like, nah, we don't need to do that. We've done that. We've leveled up. Make sure you take the basics with you. So what's my why? My why is to free Corey. I want to free him from having to work, okay? I want him to work. He wants to work, right? He loves to work. We both love to work. But I want him to do things when he wants to do them, okay? Not when he has to do them, So we have a lot of things we need to cover before we make it there, and I'll go through that. But my why I used to say, oh, my family's my why. Who says that? My family is my why. I had to get more specific. Okay? I had to say, well, what's going to make us really embrace our why? How I needed to be able to quantify that. So freeing Corey set everything in place for this to happen. So the mission? Free Corey. And these are just things we love to do. One of these things, he would argue. But these are most of these things we love to do, and he loves to do. And his favorite thing is being with his family. So how do I get there? What tasks and goals do I need to accomplish to get there? How do I automate this so that it can continue forever? Who can I delegate the things to that I cannot automate? And how long do I give myself to reach this? It's who, not how, right, Jim? I don't know if he's still in here, but Rita is an amazing example of that, by the way. So these are my milestones I need to hit in order to free Corey. I need to be able to cover all of our household bills. I need to be able to cover our farm bills, cover all rodeo expenses, because we would like to rodeo again too. All of our business bills, play money. I need it to be covered for 3 years. And I need it all to be covered by reoccurring income. So what do I need to do to get there? For me, I'm the relationship specialist in my business. Okay? I need to network. What rooms do I need to be in? Who do I need to meet? How many calls do I need to schedule? And y'all just take a picture of this because I really don't need to read each one of these, but you get the point. What do I need to do to be able to reach these milestones, to hit these milestones and reach that goal? Focus on your job and automate or hire for the things that are not your job. How important is that? Who can agree with me? I mean, that is so important. So be specific about your why. How do I get there? What are the milestones I need to hit to reach my ultimate goal? What are the tasks? How long is it going to take me? Set a date. So this is how I automate success. I know what I need to do, and I know how long it's going to take me. All right, now we're ready, right? We're ready to get to the important stuff or into the nitty-gritty. If you can, I know this was an issue with Brandon's. If you can, I want everybody to scan this. If you can't, let me know. I'll escape out of this window. Okay. It worked? Okay. Okay. I'll bring it back up, but if you can get it, please scan it. Did anybody get a text? Well, you have to fill out the form. So have you filled out the form? Okay, fill out the form. It's not working? Okay. I'll bring it back up. It'll be smaller later on, I think. All right, so make sure you fill out the form. That pops up. And it also is probably like bombarding my Popple right now, so that probably also could be an issue. All right. So I want you to take a picture of this. I'm also offering this. I have some free templates that are the whole process of these automations I'm getting ready to go through, okay? So I use Popple. There's so many digital like business cards platforms you can use, but I use Popple. I use a whole lot of different ones, and that one just seems to work better for me. So when you go to these networking events, Everybody says, you have a business card, you have a business card, you have a business card. What do you do with those business cards? When? When? Immediately? Okay. All right. Got a lot more time than I do, but good for you. Good for you. So, when there's 200 people here, plus, I know we ended up having like almost 300 people here. When you leave an event like that and you have 300 business cards, you go home, you look at your stack, and you're like, I'm going to get to that later. Right? So if you could set a QR code up, a Popl up, or there's so many others out there, digital business card, immediately text them, or you could wait 3 days, you could wait 2 hours, whatever. Hey, it was so nice to meet you. Hey, Mary, it was so nice to meet you. You know, I'd love to catch up. I sent you an email, by the way, just to give you some information about what I do. Calendar link's in there, whatever. This is actually a message that I use, so if you wanted to take a picture of that. This is kind of like what the Popl looks like when you're setting it up. This is the automation for this Popl. So the trigger would be the contact from Popl comes in. I have a wait on this, which I took it off for this event, but I have a wait on this. It's like 2 hours, and we'll only message you between the hours of 9 to 5. Text goes out, and an email goes out. I've already done my follow-up. So now it's your turn. If you want to talk to me, great. If you're a little busy, we'll talk later. But I've done my part. This is my email. You can also screenshot this. Sometimes it goes to spam. Check your spam. Okay. How easy was that to follow up with 250 people? It's literally immediately. You do not have to take home 300 business cards and manually put them in. I wouldn't do it. I might do 5, and I'd be like, oh, later. Pay the kids to do it. But it's automated. That was so easy. Someone scans your code. You've already contacted them personally, and then you put the ball in their court. This is an automation for potential partner outreach. Okay, I personally do this on LinkedIn, and I get I have a 50% response rate. This is the exact message I use, but I changed Joseph. And this works for anybody. Real estate investors, if you're trying to reach out to lenders, if you're trying to reach out to real estate investors, wholesalers, whoever. Okay. Seller outreach. This is going to get a little bit more detailed. First, you're going to structure your list, right? Whether you're using PropStream, Data Zap, Data Skip, Batch Skip, whatever skip, you're gonna pull your list. You're gonna skip trace it. We're just gonna say this is foreclosure. You're gonna add them to your CRM. I don't care what CRM you use. Most CRMs do this. You're gonna add them as a new lead. This is how I have this automation set up. You're gonna add it to the new lead outreach pipeline, to the new lead stage. This is the message that goes out. This is my pipeline. It's my new lead outreach pipeline. It's kind of going off, but it's the new lead stage. Immediately when it hits that stage, a message goes out, whether it's 1 lead or 10,000. That message that you saw goes out. Okay? So immediately when they hit new lead, my job is done until they're interested. Who wants that? So what happens in this pipeline is new lead, they get a message. No reply, waits 3 days, sends them another message. hey, just wanted to check on you. Sent you a message, not sure if you got it, but I'm here, ready to help. No reply, waits 3 days, sends them an email. No reply, waits 3 days, sends them a mailer. If you have not gotten a response after the mailer, it goes into a long-term follow-up. I don't touch these leads until they say I'm interested. I need your help. This is the process of that. Who gets stuck kind of with your new leads? You're messaging them, you're trying to contact them. You say, okay, I need to follow up with these people in 3 days. Who has a hard time following up with those people? Same. Probably not gonna. Probably gonna go find another new lead, right? So this makes it really simple, so you don't actually have to do it. It's gonna follow up with them until they're ready. The goal here is you aren't wasting time on leads that aren't ready for you. Okay? It doesn't mean they're never going to be ready for you. They're just not ready right now, which is what long-term follow-up is for. This is a nurture automation. They're already in your CRM. They're already in the relevant pipeline. Your system's going to nurture them, kind of build that relationship, rapport, stay in front of them until they're ready. They know who to reach out to now, right? You're in front of them. So the example here that I'm going to do is after you talk to them, you'll add them to your warm follow-up stage to set off your automation. So this can actually automatically be done once it hits the end. It will automatically move to warm follow-up. Warm means they want to sell but unsure how they want to sell. This is really similar to the last one, so if you want to take a picture of it. Did y'all get it? Oh, okay, hold on. This was just like a little bonus. This is for like your website, lead capture funnel. So figure out what you're promoting. So like this quick little automation here. This funnel is to promote resources. So like if you're sending tips out, just trying to stay in front of sellers, like, this is how we do things, or if you need to do some repairs on your house, this is what you do. What's the breakdown once they arrive on your funnel page? This is a whole automation for once they get to your website and they're filling out your funnel form. Automates to your CRM to follow up, and it tags where they came from. So if they came from your website, it's going to tag them website. If they came from Facebook, it's going to tag them Facebook. You don't have to do that. And then they'll get an update once per month. Reviews. Who gets reviews from every single person you work with? I'm talking about your sellers. I'm talking about your buyers. I'm talking about your contractors, vendors. Who's getting reviews from every single person you're working with? Why? Who has a problem with finding leads right now? Yeah, you know how many people I hear, there's just no good deals. There's no leads out there. This will help. I promise you. Because when you're messaging these people, you're emailing them, you're sending them mailers, they're looking at your website. They want to know who you've worked with. Lenders want to know who you've worked with. Who needs money? Right? If you want to make it a little bit easier on yourself, put on your website who you've worked with. Deals that you've closed. People want to see that stuff. They want to know you're active and you're real. So for this one, this is acquisitions, right? So we've gotten to the close stage. Okay, so as soon as that lead hits the close stage, it's going to send them a review form. If you don't hear back from them, it's going to nurture them until you do, or they tell you to stop. Because we're going for the no, right? The things we automate, this is not everything, but it's a good little list. Newsletters, blog posts, text reminders, new lead outreach, new lead nurture, current client customer nurture, email and text announcements, social media posts, and follow-up. The money is in the follow-up. I cannot stress that enough. Y'all got a house after 2 years of following up. Oh, 3 years. 3 years. Are y'all manually following up for 3 years? No. I can answer that. Follow up. Follow up. Figure out how to make it work for you to where you're not having to work so hard and you're doing the important things in your job and letting people that can do the smaller tasks or systems that can do the task for you so you don't have to hire someone. Your relationship specialists, everyone in this room, okay? Stick to your job, delegate, hire, and automate with the system for the rest. You're missing out on money, opportunities without doing that. All right, so we've set all these automations up. We freed up a bunch of time. Like, we could go on vacation for a couple weeks now, right? Because all we're doing is waiting for people to get back to us and say they're ready. So Jim and I were talking about this at Ray and Jason's meetup. That's their QR code, by the way, if you're interested in joining them at one of their meetups. That's in Petersburg, Colonial Heights area. Anyways, so we were talking, and Jim's like, the hardest thing for me is to figure out what I'm going to do, not filling that empty space with more great ideas. Who has really great ideas all the time? All the time. I actually have someone who manages me to tell me to stop. Okay? She says, okay, write it down. We'll talk about it next quarter. Say, okay. And then I secretly am over here doing stuff. So when I said, if you fail to plan, this is what I mean. Know what you're going to do with your time. Because if you don't, you're going to fill it right back up. And you're emptying your time to reach your goals. So if you keep filling it back up with more work, more great ideas, then you're never going to reach your goal. Okay, so make sure you're planning for this time that you're starting to save yourself. This is my daily routine. I'm a very structured person. If I am not structured and I'm not in a very structured environment, I am a squirrel. This has changed my life. I've had a lot of things that changed my life, thank goodness. I do this every single morning. I actually have some of these printed. I was manually writing them down every single day, okay? My intentions for the day. What are the top 3 things I want to do? Okay? That's actually really helped me because I had a task list, right? But it was so long and so big. It was overwhelming, and I add 10 things to it a day. I add my top 3 things in the morning, and I stick to it. And I'm accomplishing so much more. Something I forgive myself for. Huge. Huge. Who likes to hold on to things that you just can't let go of? You are really dumb. You were really dumb, I mean, I did some really stupid things. I might have said some stupid things. Let it go. Write it down, pray about it, let it go. Move on to the next stupid thing. I write an affirmation every morning. I have a journal prompt every morning. Now, I'm going to speak on this journal prompt thing. Journaling is hard for me because I don't like to go super deep. I get stuck in the weeds and I get really stuck there. My journal prompts are very business oriented. I tried the personal ones. They didn't work for me. So find the ones that really work and resonate for you and help you grow, okay? That's super important. Journal prompts can make you or break you. Not lying. 5 things I am grateful for. Don't you love when people say I'm not lying? Like this whole presentation I've been lying, right? But finally I'm not, so you're good there. 5 things I'm grateful for. 3 things I'm manifesting. Huge. I write the same 3 things down every single day. When I accomplish them, I'm sure I have something else I want to add, right? Same 3 things every single day. A lot of people do vision boards. Who does vision boards? Okay, they don't work for me. So I'm glad they do, and they look really fun. Like y'all do the vision board meetups and all. I'm like, that looks so fun, but it doesn't work for me. When I write them down every day, I can feel it. It just works for me. By journaling and educating myself every single day, who listens to podcasts and reads a book every day? Yeah, so every single day, I either listen to a podcast or I read 2 pages in a book. Allie, why 2 pages? You know you're only going to get through 1 book a year. I know. But the reason why is because I'm a very detailed person. Everything has to be detailed when it comes to me. So when I read a book, I'm taking notes. And I want to do everything that happened on those 2 pages. If I read the whole book at one time, I don't keep the information. I don't retain it, right? That's just me. So I'm okay with reading 2 pages a day. I'm a little jealous about people who are reading like 50 books a year, though. I'm like, that sounds really cool. Some of the biggest lessons I've learned: be slow to hire and quick to fire. Corey's told me this 1,000 times because I love people so much that even if they haven't been a good fit for the position, I have a hard time letting it go. I love them. I love their families. I want to take care of them. And to the point, literally, where I'm like, I need to kick them out of that position, but I'm just going to take care of them for a while. How fair is that to you or anyone else on your team? You are the relationship specialist. You're the growth for your business. Automation takes practice and maintenance. This is internal automation and all your automation, business automation. When the internal automation for me is my daily routine, my journaling. That's internal automation for me. I'm automating positive thoughts, positive feelings. Don't just be picky with who you hire, but who you choose to work with. I feel like someone definitely said this morning or something similar. This could definitely make you or break you. I've had some things come up actually in my own business that have been pretty detrimental to me because of the people that I wanted to help. Be very careful. Guard your heart. Who has heard that? Jesus says that numerous times. God says it numerous times in the Bible. So the question I asked earlier, if you could only pick 2, what's the most important thing when you purchase a service or a product? Money, quality, or speed? Yeah, answer it for me. Somebody answer it for me. Speed and quality. Is everybody on speed and quality? Okay. Oh, wait. Actually, I'm going to go back. Who has hired a $5 VA? $5 VA. Who's had to train them? How much time did that take you? How much money do you think you could have been paid or made in that time that you were training them? For me, quality is number one. Quality conversations. Quality people you choose to be around. Let me tell you why. Quality solves all problems. If you're giving good quality, you're going to make so much more money. You're going to help so many more people. If you're just doing it fast for the money, or you're paying for it fast because it's cheap, you're going to be paying for it again and again and again until you learn the lesson, which is a really hard lesson to learn because guess what? I don't know if Brandon's in here still, but we've paid a lot of cheap contractors. And guess what? It's tripled or more money we've had to put out because of it. Another QR code. Some things that I do, one major thing I do is build out custom CRMs, if you don't know that. This is just some features that we build out for you. We only build out custom CRMs. So we don't like sell the CRM and then you fumble through it and try to figure out how it works and watch all the videos to build it out. We do that for you. You can also get 25% off if you use Dealmaker25. I'm just going to talk about these really quick. Rehab Valuator. That's Inner Circle, actually. So if you want to join Inner Circle, we've been a part of that for 6 years, something like that, long time. Amazing, changed our life. I mentioned that already before. Lindy, if you don't know her, which would really surprise me, but you should really talk to her if you're looking for even just information on borrowing money. She's super huge wealth of information. Rehabber's Playbook right here, that's Brandon. Speak on that. He gives so much to his group. I just told him yesterday, he is not charging enough. It's ridiculous. So now's the time to get in on that because when I infiltrate that brain, he will be charging more. Sweetheart Mastermind. This actually takes you to Wendy's email. If y'all are interested in signing up for that, also a huge game changer for me. When you think you have it right, show up to Sweetheart Mastermind. It'll change you. This is AIM. I don't know if y'all know Mary. She's amazing. That's why she's keynote, right? These are the free lead magnets. So if you did scan my code in the very beginning, you'll get these. I'll send these to you. So it's all the whole process of the automation, all these automations to be able to set up in your CRM. This is my why. And this is why I win. This is why I refuse to give up. What's your why?